Hey guys, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia, and welcome to Tuesday here in Australia. Beautiful day. There's your weather forecast for the day. Today I am here and I can't say good morning because it's afternoon, but I will be playing with the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set. Now this is it's a double stamp set. Hey Julie, hey Deb. So this is the stamp set. So I'm going to move my hand so you can see all the images here. Beautiful stamp set. So I did a class on Sunday. Hey Alison, hey Pamela. I did a class on Sunday, hey Donna, using this stamp set and the Magnolia Lane paper. And I haven't unpacked. Oops, the doggy's getting showered with things on the floor. I can't put things on the floor because the floor's covered in dog hair. But anyway, we also used the Magnolia Lane paper. Hey, Shannon. So it was a whole Magnolia Lane suite class. I will be showing you 3 out of the 4 cards because the 4th card that we made is something I've already shown you guys. It was using and I'm not showing them all today. Don't worry, we're not going for a marathon video. But it was using the Magnolia Lane Memories of More cards and the matching envelopes, which I've already showed you guys in a video. And the girls love the simplicity of those cards. Hey Jeannie, hey Teresa, thank you for joining. So this is the beauty of a card that I am making today. It is gold embossed. We also have gold delicata ink. We have the Magnolia Lane paper and the Perennial Essence vellum. So this vellum is actually petal pink. And in the pack of Perennial Essence paper, you get petal pink, old olive, and yellow. I'm not sure which yellow off the top of my head. Maybe one of my brain's trust out there will help me. I haven't got time for a marathon today, Julie. I have deadlines this week that I'm not behind on, but I need to meet those deadlines. And I also have appointments on Thursday or Thursday morning. I'm away with my son up north for a school music competition on Friday. So time is it's not of the essence. There's just not a lot of time. Hey Margine, hey Trudy, thanks for joining. So I'm sort of kind of got everything around and available, ready to go. So, although I'm missing the stamp, I cleaned the stamp. It was on a block. Oh, I put it back in the case. Haha, I was smart. And then I go, I can't find it. God help me, seriously. Seriously, seriously. Okay, I will get everything ready. And I'll flick you guys around and get going because for once I'm organised because all the things were ready for a class. So tell me how your guys' day is going or went, depending where you are in the world. And just pre-warning you all, I do have a doggy at my feet, so she may pop out at one stage and just trot off, and you may hear her nails on my floor. Okay, here we go. That seems pretty good to me. I'll go turn off the overhead light. Okay, now that all those nasty shadows are gone, hey Renee, you have a class shortly. That's awesome, Deb. Have you got many people coming? You know what? It helps if you refresh your Facebook page because currently I'm standing up reading your comments because I've got Facebook up, but I hadn't refreshed my browser. This is riveting stuff, but I do love the Magnolia, the Good Morning Magnolia set. I didn't actually buy the dies that coordinate with this, and in the class I did also make, and I will mute myself straight up because I was just watching something. I didn't buy the dies, but I have managed to make a flower out of punches instead. Great. Got everything up now and I can see you guys. Move this piece of paper for Miss Doggy, who's looking at me going, you're not talking to me. If you move your paw down. If she moved a paw, I'd be able to sit in better. Okay, so it's going to be a hot week. Well, I'm already hot, so you know, that's just a given, isn't it, Julie? Sorry, couldn't help myself there. I'll put myself back in my box for a second. So, Good Morning Magnolia stamp set. For this card, we are just using one box. So we're just using the first box and we're using the Magnolia and the Thanks set. So we'll be making two cards, but this is one I've previously made. And I have here, ready with my Stamparatus, my piece of vellum, pop that in. Hello, Mr. Linda, thank you. Stamp set, that's exactly right. The stamp set is easy enough to fussy cut out. It's not too bad. Now, I am be brave and not use my, oh, helps if you put it, someone didn't tell me. Oh my dear word. Okay, that is going to have to go at the top. Put the stamp side down would be a lot easier. Although, I'm thinking this side is pinker and darker. Because there is sort of a right side and a wrong side to this vellum. There's a rough side and a smooth side, and if you're stamping with our normal ink, you want to use, I think it's the rough side. Yes, I know, but I try and be good on my channel. I really do. Just because not everyone has the same twisted sense of humour that I have. But that's okay. Okay, so before we go anywhere, I'm going to grab out my embossing buddy, because we're embossing, especially on vellum. It can be very staticky. So by using the embossing buddy, we remove a lot of that static. I'm also using my gold embossing powder, so I'm going to have it open in my tray here and we'll see how we go. Hey Deb, thanks for joining. Thank you for sharing too, guys. That's very much appreciated. Now, the one thing I don't have ready, which I should, is my heat tool. But that is now here, ready to rock and roll. So this card isn't actually hard to make. It's just using some embossing. And I'm really worried I'm going to knock that tray off, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm using my Stamparatus just because this is such a large image that I can get really good pressure and put pressure in isolated places with the Stamparatus. So I'm using my sticky Versamark ink. So the embossing powder will stick to this ink, and this is just a clear ink. So there's no pigment to it. It is just a clear sticky ink. So I just like to use the heel of my hand to go around, and the girls loved using the Stamparatus. There were quite a few girls who'd never used it or seen it before, and they went, oh my god, this is a lifesaver. Okay, so my image is on the vellum. I absolutely promise you it is there, and I'm going to pop my Stamparatus off to the side, bring in my tray, and just going to dump the embossing powder on, and just get this other bit as well, and I just give it a nice tap on the back, and that removes the majority. I do have a couple of stray pieces here of embossing powder. I'm just going to take a very small, just generic paintbrush, just brush those off, give it another tap tap, and then, okay, I'm just going to pop this on the keyboard here. Hey Roz, thanks for joining. And heat up my embossing tool. Now the reason I'm especially preheating this today is because vellum can burn a lot easier than paper, and it warps a lot easier. So this is now nice and hot, and I am just going to keep this moving just to warm up the piece of vellum. And actually I missed the tip of the leaf there, so I'm just going to warm it. Swap hands. I'm all wrong-handed. Here we go. So run this over, and then once I feel it's warm enough, I can keep it in one spot, or not one spot, but keep it moving as the vellum melts. Now this vellum will melt really, really quickly on the vellum because it's not as thick as paper. Now it is all melted, but some of it's not quite melted enough. So if your embossing powder is still looking gritty in any places, that means that you need to melt it a bit more. Now I'm really happy with how that is looking, and that is all done, but I tell you what, it's just a bit warped, but we are going to fix that in our in the way we adhere this. So what's next? I'm going to stamp my thanks sentiment. So I'm going to pop this aside to rest. I'm going to pop both of these pieces aside. So just got to grab out all my bitty bits. I must already have a thanks stamped, but I can always stamp two onto here. So grab my thanks out, and we're going to do a bit of freehand stamping, and we're just going to go with it. Grab out a block. Hello, Miss Patricia. My sound's coming in and out. Is it me talking? Because I haven't done anything. Like, is it going completely dead, or was it because of the heat tool? Tell me how it's going now. Okay, so I've got the thanks. I've got our Golden Glitz Delicata ink, which I am going to be brave. I'm going to ink it up really, really well to make sure I get a great impression. So So I'm doing soft light touches, but I do think this does need a bit of a re-ink as well because it was used on the weekend. So I'm going to pop one here, and during class, oh my god, my hands were shaking so badly. Beautiful, that's one. And I'll find the other thanks and I'll put it in my use it up box. And that is two. Awesome, they look great. I'm very happy with that. Okay, seems okay now. Well, I'm sorry about my sound with the heat tool going. So that's all our stamping for the card done. Now we're just up to assembly. Now with the Delicata ink, what I do once I've used it, I just grab a non-alcohol baby wipe and I just dab majority of that ink up. Okay, so majority of that ink is up, and then I can grab, only because I used this just before I went live, I can grab my Stampin' scrub and I can clean this without making my pad a metallic mess. So that's all beautiful and clean and ready to pop away, which I will do right now so then I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, my top tip is just have a rag or something that you can take that metallic ink off with, and then clean it with your Stampin' scrub, because you still want to use that mist because it does clean and condition the rubber stamps perfectly. Okay, I'm going to grab out my pre-cut pieces of the Magnolia Lane paper. Oh, this will empty these envelopes completely. And the other thing, a lot of with all of our cards we did decorate our envelopes. So for this card we used the bud stamp in, I think we used Mossy Meadow, and just popped one on the front, and they popped a couple on their flap of their envelope. Hey Kelly, thanks for joining. Hi Sue. Oh, a quick pop in. Oh, did Rose pop in? Oh yes, sorry Rose, I missed you. Right, I think I've caught up with everyone. So, all I did to pop these together, and the reason I've used black, and I'll pop the card back here, the reason I've used black behind the vellum is to make the vellum pop, and also to tie in the black in this piece of Designer Series paper. Now, just going to add touch of glue, probably too much, but hey, that happens. I'm not going to use any wet glue on the vellum because I don't want to buckle it any more than the heat embossing has already done. So that is one done, and I decided not to use the third layer of paper, so I'm just using the 2 layers because I think the third layer was a bit too much. Hey Alice, thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing as well. So I could have used any of these patterns, but I just chose to add in a pop of white just for a bit of a visual break. Okay. And see how I go here. Right, that is that done. Now that we've given this a tiny bit of time to dry, now a lot of my girls were doing, I don't know where my paper snips are, so I'll just use my hand friendly ones of these. A lot of them were doing nice flagged ends, but because I am me, I am just going to do a slanted cut, and that was probably a bit too close, but that's okay. Okay, so I didn't actually waste much paper, which is great. I'm thinking we might put these on dimensionals, so we haven't got too much dimension on the page, and as promised I will completely finish my page of dimensionals. I have already started the other one. You can't remember, sorry, my computer just touched something. Julie, wash your mouth out with soap. Vellum's the bomb. You need to use vellum more. Because if something isn't right with the card, I go, oh, it's missing vellum. And then I use vellum on the card. So I may have cheated on you all, and because I was doing a big project, I grabbed a whole new sheet of dimensionals. But I did finish the other sheet, so I don't feel too bad. I was at karate last night, finishing off my team swaps for the weekend. Well, they're almost finished. Almost. I'm so close. I can't believe people don't use vellum. I use it all the time. It's such a great medium to use as a layer, but it's not a visually harsh layer to use. So I want to show this bud here. So I'm popping this on this side. So that's that, thanks. And this one I'll pop on this side. That works perfectly. Yes, thank you, Deb. Thank you, Deborah. Got someone out there supporting my love of vellum. And I especially love this vellum because it's coloured. It's not, and I didn't have to put any effort into colouring it. Just wondering, I've changed my mind.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, poor Siri doesn't understand either. How rude. Okay, so they are completely done, and I'm finished with my wet glue, so I will recap that. Oh, Julie, I'm not sure we can be friends anymore. Really? I'm shocked. Absolutely shocked. Going to grab my snail. Now, the only other issue that we have with vellum is adhering it, because any adhesive that we put behind it, you're going to see. And I will just show you that now. So, oh no, you can't see it because I haven't stuck it down. But anyway, what have I just done? I've just made a sticky mess. I'll grab a silicone mat so then I don't create. Look, you can see it now. Now that I've pressed it down, you can see how the adhesive just flies through and it's like, hello, I'm stuck. Yes, thank you, Donna. Thank you, you tell her. So just using good old snail adhesive, because you could also use glue dots, because as I said, wet glue is going to warp that piece of paper, which we do not want to happen. So that is adhered. And then what we're going to do, because we've got this piece here, we can hide that there. And can you girls work out where I've hidden the rest of the adhesive? I'll let you girls tell me where I hid the adhesive on the vellum. Ah, yes, Roz got it. Yes, vellum is a great way of softening busy paper. That is exactly correct. It's also, as I said, I quite often add it when I need a layer, but I don't want a harsh layer as such. Now, I do need to find my gold faceted gems that I am nearly out of, so I'm hoping I do have enough. So these are our faceted gems. They come in clear and they come in gold. So you can colour the clear one any colour without alcohol markers, but because I've got gold ones, I'm going to use gold ones. Good evening, Kathy. Thank you. Under the gold faceted gems. That's right, Deb. You got that one in one. So I haven't got any of the big faceted gems, but I'm just going to use the ones I've got. So I'm going to pop one here, and I'm going to pop another one down here, and this will be a small one, and the glue dots are actually going to be like, the glue dots are actually going to be larger than the actual faceted gems. Oh, no wonder why that won't stick, because the glue is left on the sheet. Okay, stick that down again and take it off with the glue. There we go. I'm going to pop one right here, and I think that's all I need for that one. And I'll show you my glue dot trick in a second. And for this one, I'm going to pop one here. I can see where the buckles are in the paper, so I'm just putting it where those buckles are in the hope that, yeah, it works. Yeah, not a problem, Julie. I know we've now totally offended you and you're just running away and sulking. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I love it. Julie's going to give me a slap on the arm when I see her in next month. She really is. Hey, Myrtle, thanks for joining. So the glue dots are going to be perfect for the medium size, but I'm going to fold, so you can see here, perfect to go behind this size. Let me see for this smaller size. Oh, it's pretty much perfect, but the thing you can also do, you can also fold them in half. So here on the, I'll just show you, and I can close this up now. Okay, so on here you can just pop the end and fold them in half. So you, let me pop it on so you can see. So you actually get a smaller footprint to the glue dot. So you can roll them, fold them, do all of that. Thank you. Okay, this one, pop that down. Now I haven't got adhesive across here. So I'll pop that adhesive on, and then we're ready to adhere. And as you can see, even with all my waffling, these cards don't take too long to come together, and they are the perfect thank you card. Okay, so I'm lying this, trying to lie this down and line it up without sticking it, because this is why I like to use wet glue, because I get that wiggle room. And then I'm going to stick this. Now I do have this flappy edge here, and I'm very tempted to grab another little one because the number 3 works really well. Ha, done. Secured. Not perfect, but it's good. Okay, so now let's do our second card front. Oh, that's totally crooked though. Okay. Oh, that's amazing. I was able to fix that. Now, I don't have a flappy corner, so I don't need a third gem. That's sitting fairly well, and I'm happy with that. So, blue dots back in. Actually, I'm going to rip off the extra because that will be smart. Hello, Miss Kathy and Miss Kathy. I've got Kathy IE and Kathy Y. I hope you are both well. I'm just finishing off these Magnolia, Good Morning Magnolia and Magnolia Lane cards. Now I have my petal pink card bases here. And if you were my bone folder, you would be hidden in the mess of my cart at the moment. Yay, you didn't miss much, Julie. I just didn't move a muscle while you were gone. I waited for you to come back. No, kidding. Okay. So I'm going to fold this, give it a burnish. I must say, using my new trimmer, I'm getting squarer card bases that are scored perfectly. I'm really, really liking it. Because as I've said to you girls in the past, I can't cut or score anything straight to save me. Okay, right. I do need my wet glue again. Just to pop these on, and then hello Miss Jamie. You're coming right at the end. I'm putting my card bases down. But we've had fun embossing. And I used my Delicata ink. Now, the reason I did use my Delicata ink is because I just wanted to emboss once. And I wanted to show that the Delicata ink and the gold embossing match really, really well. So that's the only reason why I did it. But it worked really well. Okay. How rude. That was a phone call. I will have to give her a call back later. That's okay. It's another demonstrator friend. I'm sure she's asking. She's making something for me for on stage. So I'm sure she's asking all about that. But I will give her a call back as soon as I'm finished here with you girls. Okay. I have found a bit that is dull in the embossing on one of these, so I will get my heat tool back up and running and just melt that last little bit. I thought I checked it, but I haven't. Melting my hand while I do this. No, I think it's just going to stay like that. Oh well, only I know about it. You thought what was you? Oh, I don't know what I've said now. Oh no, the phone call. No. So, I've really smudged this one. I touched it when the embossing powder was hot. Ta-ta me. That's okay. So these are the cards that we made using the Magnolia Lane paper and the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set. We also used Delicata, Versamark. We used the gold faceted gems, and just in 1 second, do you know what I'm going to cheat and do? I'm going to find the lid to my embossing powder and I'm just going to put that there. And we used our gold embossing powder, and don't touch it when it's mega hot like I did, otherwise you will get a hot mess. So thank you for joining me. I'm hoping to be back on Thursday afternoon. So I've got a hairdresser's appointment, so I hope to be back on Thursday afternoon to share with you, because other than that I may have some time on Saturday, but other than that I'm pretty busy this week. Sorry. I would love to hang with you more. I'm glad you like these cards. Yes, the vellum is perfect and I love how it pops. No, I may have overheated it at the start, Jamie. You are correct. You are correct. My pleasure. I'm happy to share my tips and the things I learned along the way, because I'm always learning when I'm crafting. I think they are elegant except for the smudges, so you might get this one. Someone who's here may get this one. Actually, that's what I might do. I might pick a name and someone can get the special card, because you know I made it with love. I do love you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you guys really soon. I will be back on Thursday, and I think I might change it up on Thursday. I might grab out the Making Spirits Bright stamp set and do that other color challenge that the other Julie gave me. And by the way, just for those who love Stampin' Up, we are having a 24-hour sale tomorrow. I've already posted all the stamps in Australia. That will be on 15% off for 24 hours tomorrow. So if you're in Australia and want some of those stamp sets at 15% off, please contact me or pop in an online order tomorrow and you will be able to get that discount. But if you need any help, as always, or need any further explanation, please just ask and I'm always here to help. Have an amazing afternoon and I'll chat with you all soon. Bye.